The teacher is teaching the golden
There are
rule.
dozens of preschool choices for your little one in Chicago. Now you can get help finding the right fit for your family and also learn how to navigate the tedious admissions process. Laura Gradman is the founder of Chicago Preschool Pro. It's an educational consulting service. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
When we talk like this, it really sounds like college admissions. And I must say, really, do we need that much help to go through this process?
Yes, well, Dina, the landscape of preschools has really changed recently. There have been a lot of studies out showing the importance of preschool and how it can impact your child, even in their later years of schooling. And so there are a lot of new preschools cropping up all of the time.
I know that, especially new mothers, because this is typically for first-time parents to try to figure this out. There's a lot of research that goes into it, and how do you help streamline that process?
Well, basically, we take the guesswork out of it. We take them step by step through the process, present them with the information, and demystify the process to make it easier so that they can navigate it and feel informed.
I know that one of the things that you say is consider the learning style of your child. Now, I have
Yes.
4 kids who've all been through school, and I think to myself, I didn't really figure out their learning style until they were a little bit older. How do you know when you figure that some of the preschools say a Montessori that's very structured? If
Right.
you've got a child who's structured already, that can be stressful for them.
Right.
So how do you know?
Well,
What are the
really,
questions?
you probably knew more than you thought you did when your children were small. A lot of times, once I go through with families what the different philosophies of education are and what a classroom looks like that's following those different philosophies, they sort of think about their child, whom they know very well, and can think, you know, that sounds like something that could work for my child.
Right.
So it's easier to match up than we may think it is.
And do you help them figure out what questions to ask and what ways to figure out what kind of learner your child is?
Yes, I do.
Because I know we all think our children are the brightest of the bright.
Right,
You know,
right.
Look how quick they are.
Yes, I hear that on a daily basis.
But are there specific questions that you can say, okay, wait a second, they might not measure up to other children, or they may be a little more visual learners versus auditory?
There certainly are. And at the age of 2 or 3, when these parents are starting the process, the questions are a little bit different. It could be something like, when they're in a class, how do they navigate through the room? What are they like? What are their interactions like with the teacher or the leader in the room? How do they interact with other children? All of those things lead me to which philosophy may work best for that child.
One of the things you say is to be yourself. And I think
Yes.
that's probably for parents one of the most difficult things, because you're trying to put your best face forward,
Right.
you're dressing your child all up, you're getting nervous, and you're
Right.
transferring, I think, that nervousness to your child.
Possibly, and it's important to try not to do that. And to put your best foot forward, it's okay to want to look nice and want your child to look nice, but certainly schools are looking for authenticity. They're looking for families that want to genuinely be a part of their school community. So to be yourself is really the best way to do that.
And if you are yourself, you can see if you are going to fit in with some of the other parents in there, because sometimes it's not just about the school, it's about the other children that are going to be at that school with your child.
100%. And I do always say to parents, it's important to remember it's not only in the hands of the school. You do have choice. If you are an informed consumer, you have the power of choice.
And there are a lot of choices out there, and you can help us sort them all out. Thank you
Yes,
so
I
much
can.
for being here.
Thank
If
you.
you want to find out more information, you can visit chicagopreschoolpro.com, or if you want a link or to see some of the tips again, log on to wgntv.com/midday.